as a lot of you will know, this unfortunately has to be a non-live lesson because my internet is not working today. It's just our house. The irony being that we've just upgraded it to a super fast fibre, and after a few days it stopped working. So no engineer until tomorrow. So unfortunately I can't do it live because I could do it live on my phone, but then I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody because only the phone would have the network, not my laptop. So I just thought it sort of felt a bit pointless doing it live when I couldn't speak to you all. So I'm going to do it now, pre-record it. The good thing about this is that you can pause. So when you're working on a task that I give you, you can press pause, work on it, and then press play to see the answers. So your stars challenge, coming from yesterday's lesson, is to round this number 372,851 first of all to the nearest 10, the nearest 100, and the nearest 1,000. So if you want to pause that now and have a go, you can do. And then, as if by magic, we'll carry on after you've unpaused it. So, to the nearest 10. To round to the nearest 10, first of all, we need to focus on the tens column. So here's the tens place value, and it's the digit to the right that tells us what to do. It is a 1, and if the digit is a 1, that tells us to round down or to stick. So if you ignore the rest of the number, 51 to the nearest 10 is 50. So 372,851 to the nearest 10 is 372,850. Okay, now this time rounded to the nearest 100. So we find our hundreds column, our hundreds place value, which is there, it's the 8. And now it's the 5 that tells us what to do. So if we ignore the rest of the number, we're thinking about 851 to the nearest 100. We're in the 8s. The 5 tells us to round up. So rather than 851, it's going to become 900. So remembering the rest of the number, it'd be 372,900. And then the last one, nearest 1,000. So the 1,000 column is here, the 2, and it's the 8 this time that tells us what to do. So currently we're in 2,851. Now to the nearest 1,000, 2,851, because it's an 8, that means we need to round up to 3,000. And then put in the rest of the number in front. So 372,851 to the nearest 1,000 is 373,000. Remember, there shouldn't be any other numbers after it when you're rounding to the nearest 1,000. Right. So we finished on today's level. We finished rounding numbers for our place value topic, and our last place value topic for this week is ordering numbers. I nearly got ahead of myself and said we'd already done it. Ordering numbers. Why is ordering numbers a place value topic? It's a place value topic because you need to be able to compare place values in order to know how to order them. So for example, if I've got the numbers 37, 73, 82 and 41, and I am asked to order them from smallest to biggest. Now, we'll come back to the importance of this in a minute. You need to be able to look at the place values of the numbers to know which one is the smallest to the biggest. So we've got 37, 73, 82 and 41. Now some of you might be thinking, well, that's obvious, Steph. I know that 37 is the smallest number. But how did you know? Okay, you knew probably because of good practice and knowing your tens and hundreds and what tens and units. But it's 3 tens compared to 7 tens, 8 tens and 4 tens. So you know that you need to look at the tens first in order to compare. So indeed, 37 is the first one. Okay, we've done that one. So then we're looking 73, 82 and 41. So 4 is the next one that goes up, 41. And then 73 and 82, well 73 is smaller than 82 because there's only 7 tens in this number, where there's 8 tens in this number, and 82. So I have ordered those digits from smallest to biggest. But what happens when the numbers get a little bit more complicated? You might have, we'll change pen, these numbers. So you might have 337, 377, 733, 737, 373. And we think, right, all of these numbers now involve just 2 digits, 3 or 7. Okay? Now, looking at this straight away, I'm now doing it biggest to smallest. Why this is important is because this is the most common way that people can get the wrong answer, because they don't read whether it's been ordered from biggest to smallest or smallest to biggest. They just, I've seen it so many times as a class teacher, where they get excited and just write, right, okay, it's getting bigger, smallest to biggest, and they've not read that it needs to be biggest to smallest. So always make sure, if you know you're going from biggest to smallest or smallest to biggest. Right. I've noticed they're all 3-digit numbers. Okay, so they're all equal in terms of they've all got hundreds, they've all got tens, and they've all got units. That's the first thing to notice. So we need to look at the hundreds column first. It's either going to be a 7 or a 3. We need to start with the biggest. We're looking for the biggest number. So that's a 3. That's 3. Now this is a 7. This is the biggest number so far because this only has 300s. This one only has 300. This one's got 700s. So has this one, and that's only got 3. So one of these two is the biggest number. Now because they both start with 700s, I now need to go into the tens. But they both have 3 tens. They're both equal. So now I need to go to the ones. This one has 7 ones, whereas this one only has 3 ones. So this is the biggest number. 737. So I'm going to tick. Remember, when you're ordering numbers, if you want to make it clearer for you, you could neatly cross out the number or put a tick underneath to show that you've done it. You've already included that number, and it gives you a better focus on the rest of the table. Right, I know that that one is next because it's the only other number that's starts with a 7. Okay, so we've now got 3 other digits that start with 3. So 337, 377. Now this one's got 7 tens, whereas this one's only got 3 tens. So this is bigger than this one. And then last of all, this has also got a 7 in the tens. So let's go to the ones. This has got 7 ones. This has only got 3 ones. So 377 is the next biggest number. So we've got 2 left. We've got 337 and 373. So this number is next because it's got more tens than our last number. Okay? And this can go on with bigger numbers. Okay? So, my last example before we go on to the 3 challenge questions. And I'm going to do this one from smallest to biggest. Now again, when you get this type of question, it's very common that they'll try and use similar numbers, because you saw in the first question it was very, very obvious that, because all the tens were different, which one's smallest to biggest, whereas here they've obviously used the same digits, so it can be quite confusing. You have to really interpret. Smallest to biggest. Okay, so I'm looking for the smallest number first. Now let's see, how many digits do all the numbers have? We've got 3 digits, 3 digits, 2 digits. Now we know that a 2-digit number, when it's a whole number, is smaller than a 3-digit number. So this is the smallest so far. 3 digits, 2 digits, and 2 digits. Right. Now, I've got 94, 96, and 69. 69 is my smallest number to begin because it's only got 6 tens, whereas 94 and 96 have got 9 tens. Now in the units, it's 94 and 96. So 94 is next, and then 96. So done, done. Okay, now the rest of the numbers all have 3 digits. We've got 900, 900, and 600. So 649 is next, and then we've got 2 next to each other to compare. They both have 900, so I need to go into the tens. Now, 6 and 4. 4 is smaller than 6. Okay, and 964. Okay, so I've now ordered these from smallest to biggest and comparing the place values each time. Okay, here are, I'm going to just do the first 2 challenge questions. The first 2, mainly because they involve whole numbers, just like the ones we've been doing. Because I know the last challenge question involves decimals. And I want to teach that first before checking whether you got it right or not. So question 1, you needed to order these numbers from smallest to biggest. Okay, so it's 13, 65, 43, 66, 15, 17, 52, and 14. If you haven't already done it, pause now to have a go. And now you've done it, you've unpaused, and we'll go through the answers. So first of all, they're all 2-digit numbers. Okay, so we're going to be focusing as smallest. So we're looking for the smallest tens because they're all tens in units. So we've got 13. So 13 is my smallest one so far because I've got 65, 43, 66, 15. Now I know 13 is smaller than 15. 17, 32, and 14. Now, funnily enough, 13, our first number, is the smallest. Have we got any more teens? We've got 15, 17, 14. That's our next smallest. Any more teens? We've got 15 and then 17. Okay, so done. Right, we've done all the teens. Are there any in the 20s? No. 30s? No. 40s, there's just 43. So 43 is the next number. And then we've got the 60s. There's one in the 50s, 52. And then our 2 in the 60s, we've got 65 and 66. So 65 and 66. Your order is 13, 14, 15, 17, 43, 52, 65 and 66. So I thought I'd start nice easy one, just comparing those 2 digits. Okay, let's go on to question 2. So again, I'm using a very select number of digits for this question. So it says smallest to biggest, again, smallest to biggest. And here are your numbers. We've got 131, we've got 1,113, 330, 1,313, 113, 311, and last of all we've got 1,331. Lots of ones and lots of threes. Pause now if you want to have a go. And now you obviously unpause if you've had a go. So let's try and work out how to do this. All the ones, all the threes. First of all, let's check how many digits the numbers have. So we've got 3 digits, 4 digits. Okay, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4. Right, smallest to biggest. So we need to make sure we start with a 3-digit number. The first one has got 100. 300, 100. Right, it's one of these two that's the smallest number. 131 has got 3 tens, 113 has 1 10. So my first number is 113, and then the next number is 131. So I've done my first two. Right, are there any more 3-digit numbers? 313, 311. So they both start with 3. They both have 1 10. 3, so 311 is the next smallest. And then 313. Okay, have we got any more? No, we've got, now the rest of them are all in all 4-digit numbers. So we've got 1,000, 1,000, and what, right, they're all beginning with 1,000, so we need to go to the hundreds next. So that's got 100, that's got 300, and that's got 300. Right, our next number is 1113. And then these two have both got 300s. This has got 110, or this has got 3 10s, right? So this is our next number, and then the biggest number in the whole sequence is 1331. Okay, so that's the answer for question 2. Now, before I do the third challenge question, I just want to model a little bit decimals. Ordering decimals. So imagine I'm just going to do one where they all start with 0 point. Because obviously we've been doing whole numbers already. So I'm going to put 0.9, 0.1, 0.08, 0.211, 0.037. And I'm going to order these from big to small. And there's something that easily can catch people out when doing this. Because a decimal can look bigger than it actually is sometimes. They all start with 0 points. They've got no ones. So first of all, we need to go to the number after the decimal point. We're looking for the biggest one. Now, we've got a 9, and what is that? What is the name after the number that comes after the decimal point? What is this place value here? Tenths. So we're looking at the tenths. Now here we've got 9 tenths, 1 tenth, no tenths, 2 tenths, no tenths. But you might think, but Steph, this has only got a 2-digit number. Surely this number's the biggest because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. No, remember, look at the place value, okay? Is this one, if it's got 9 tenths and this one has no tenths, 9 tenths is bigger than no tenths. Doesn't matter what comes after it, you're comparing the direct place value. It would be like saying, would you rather have, would you rather have, I'm trying to think of an example. Would you rather have £1 or 10 pence? Okay, 1 or 10, would you rather have £1 or 10 pence? And just because 10 is bigger than 1, you know 1 has a bigger place value because 1 is actually 100 pence. So just because a number is bigger in its size, what it looks like in its size, how many digits it has, doesn't always make it the bigger number. So this is our biggest number, 0.9. Okay. 1 tenth, no tenths. 2 tenths, no tenths. Right. This one's got 2 tenths, so it's the next biggest number. 1 tenth, no tenths, no tenths. So 0.1 is our third biggest number. No tenths, no tenths. Right, now we're going into the hundreds. We're going to the next digit along. This number has got 8 hundredths, and this one's only got 3 hundredths. So it's 0.08, and actually our smallest number is 0.037. Even though it's got the most place value digits, okay, 0 is just a placeholder. It's just budging that 3 and the 7 into smaller place values. So remember that. Remember that. Right, I'm going to put the 3 challenge questions. Sorry, 3. The last of the 3 challenge questions. Imagine I gave you another 3. Well, you are going to have another 3. This one you've already hopefully practiced. So question 3, I asked you to order them from, I put largest to smallest this time. Remember, biggest, smallest, largest means the same thing. So we've got 1.7, 0.23, 0.09, 1.07, 8.0, 0.0, oh, hang on, got 0.9, 2.51, and the last one is 7.001. Okay, if you'd like to pause now and have a go, you can do. Okay, so let's compare the numbers. Let's look at the digit before the decimal point. This one's got 1, 0, 0, so this is still our biggest. 1 as well. 8, so 8, this is by far our biggest yet. This one, can you see that it's got 3 zeros before the decimal point? So this one I've done as a bit of a trick question for you. This value is actually the same as 0.9. It's just telling you there's no hundreds, no tens, and no ones. So it's just putting different place values, so it's actually the same as 0.9. 2.51 and 7.001. So 8.0 is the biggest number. 8.0 is the same as 8. So we have 1, 0, 0, 1, not 0, 2, 7. So 7.001 is our next because it's got 7 ones. So 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. 2.51. That was done. So 1, 0, 0, 1. So it's these two now. This one's got 7 tenths, but this one's got no tenths. So it's 1.7 next. And then 1.07. Now the rest, the last 3 have got, can you see, they've got no ones in front of the number. So we have to rely on the tenth this time. So this one's got 9 tenths, 2 tenths, and no tenths. So it's this number, this funny number that I've given you. That's that size, because it's got 9 tenths. This one's only got 2 tenths. This one's got no tenths at all. So 0.23. And then the smallest number, 0.09. Something else you should do is do this. You should count how many numbers you've been asked to order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then check you've actually put 8 numbers in your answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because you could accidentally forget to put 1 in. You might just miss 1 completely. So always check you've actually you've reordered the same number that you've been given. Okay, time for your challenge questions. I'm only going to do 3, I think, and then 3 or 4, and then obviously there'll be a challenge sheet that goes along with this video. So my first question is going to be so question 1, order from largest to smallest. And I'm going to say 222, 292, 922, 920, 229, 230, and 90, and last of all, 092. Okay. Largest, smallest, pause it, have a go. And now you'll have unpaused it, so let's carry on. We're looking, we think they're all 3-digit numbers, because this has got 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Hang on, this one, it's 92, there's no decimal points. This is 9 ones, 9 tens, but there's no hundreds. So actually, that is a 2-digit number. So you could, if you wanted to on your page, just cross that out, okay? So actually, that is 92. I'm going to remember that. I know already that's my smallest number. Right, so the rest of them are 3-digit. So we've got 2, 2, 9, 9, 2, 2. Right, it's one of these two that's the biggest. Tens, both 2. Right, the ones, we've got 2 ones here, no ones here. So 922 to start, and then 920. Okay, got 222, 229, 290. They all have 2s to start. This one's got 2 tens, 2 tens, 9 tens. So 290, 2, 2. Oh, actually, have I missed one out? Steph's made a mistake. I went so quickly then, I went past this one as well, didn't I? See, even Steph makes mistakes. 292 and then 290. Okay, I would have spotted that if I was going to count, you'll see at the end. Right, back to it. 222, 229. There we go. And then 222. And then it was 092. You should write the same number that you were given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I might have not spotted that till I end up counting it. Well done if you got that. Don't worry if you missed one out like me, because you've just seen that's what I did. Okay, next question. I'm going to put 0.01, 0.09, 0.19, 0.911, 0.1119, 0.019, and then 0.901. Have to be careful, make sure I don't write the same number. And I'd like smallest to biggest, please. Pause now. Smallest to biggest. Okay, so you should have unpaused when you're ready. Right, they all start with 0 points. So I know first of all I need to go into the tenths. This one has no tenths, 1 tenth, 9 tenths, this is my biggest, 1 tenth, no tenths. Oh, this one also has 9 tenths. Okay, let's go into our hundredths. This one has 1/100th, this one has no hundredths. But what am I doing wrong? Can anyone spot? Why have I looked? I shouldn't be looking. Should I be looking at the 9s? Okay. Smallest to biggest. Now, that's when you've got to read the question box. Have you noticed how quickly you can jump in and look and think, oh, I'm looking for biggest to smallest? Always check. So I shouldn't be looking for the 9s. I should be looking for the 0s. So we've got a 0 here, 0 here. So we've got these two. 1, 0, 9. Right, so it's one of these three because these three all have 0 tenths. Okay? So that's got 0.1, so that's got 1/100th. This one's got 9/100ths, and this has got 1/100. So they both have 1/100ths. Now this one, if you compare these two, this one is bigger than this one because it's also got 9,000, so it's just a tiny bit bigger. So our smallest number is 0.01. And then we've got 0.019. Got that one. And then this was our only one. Being very careful now. By the way, that wasn't on purpose mistake. I don't like loads of mistakes during maths live. Okay, because you can see how easy it is to do. Right, we've all got the 0 tenths. Right, this has got 1/10, 9/10, 1/10, 9/10. Right, it's between these two numbers. So 1/10, 1/10. Let's go into the hundredths. That's got 1/100th. That's got 9/100ths. So this is smaller than the other. Even though it's got more digits in the number, they have lesser value than the other. So don't get tricked by that. Right, so we've got these two. Right, these two are left. They've both got 9/10. So 9/10, let's go to the hundredths. This one's got no hundredths. This has got 1/100th. So it's 0.911 and then 0.901. So there we go. Order from smallest to biggest. To be honest, I am doing that a bit too quickly. I'd rather, if you think, oh, Steph got that right quite quickly. Remember, I'm the teacher, and you saw in the last one how I made the mistake. Take your time. I'm doing it quickly, obviously for the benefit of recounting it for you, and you'll have the answer. But take your time a little bit more. I'm actually going to stop there because I've managed to cover 2 lots. I know I said that I'd do 3, but I want you to then use the challenge that I provided with this lesson to have a go. If you want to check your answers with me, send them in and I'll have a look. I'm really sorry this isn't live, but I still wanted to do the lesson. This is the last Maths Live until half term, so I'll be back in October. I know I've already had some requests, even though we're not back at school yet, for topics you'd like to go over then, so I will build on that and give you the confidence halfway through the first term to carry on in the lead up till Christmas. Thank you very much for joining in with the return of Maths Live, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.